Okay guys, we're here today with Craig Jones. Huge honor for me. Guys, Craig is one of the best instructors we have at BJJFanatics.com, and I think one of the biggest names nowadays in the no-gi grappling. And he just shot an entire instruction with us, his newest one, all about upper body and lower body attacks. So very long instructional, very comprehensive instructional, and we're very excited about that. And today he's gonna show us here the heel hook that he used against Vinny Magalhaes, that I think was probably like the match that everybody was talking about the most in the Jiu-Jitsu community. And super excited about it. Vinny is one of the toughest guys no-gi as well, and very flexible, so very hard to catch him with the heel hook, and Craig was able to do it. So let's do it. And guys, Craig is gonna do on Plácido because I hurt my big toe, so I'm still injured here, so let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna cover the entry that I landed on Vinny Magalhaes, right? So it's kind of an unorthodox entry. It was a reverse De La Riva entry, and most of the time reverse De La Riva is used as a pathway to the back. But against Vinny Magalhaes, I used it as a pathway just to get underneath. Vinny's a big guy, so obviously I had to find a creative way to get underneath, and especially because he knew my path to victory was probably just to go for the legs. So we were in our reverse De La Riva. We wasn't a standard reverse De La Riva grip. I reinforced it by securing my own shin. So it's going to be a much tighter grip, much harder for Plácido here to rip his leg out. It just really attaches me to Plácido. What I did was I inverted, but instead of inverting all the way through, I inverted just under this leg, right? So we're inverting. A regular reverse De La Riva, I would come out the back door, right? So a regular one, we'd come back here. But for this particular inversion, I wanted to attach the leg, so I allowed this leg to pummel under his own knee here, and then I secured a knee grip, so we'd have this temporary position here where I've secured underneath Plácido, but I'm also attached enough so that he can't run away. To start looking at attacking the heel hook here, I transferred to 50-50. If Plácido remains in his current position, allows me to get a 50-50 and I invert, he has to engage that position and roll with me, or he exposes the heel. So it's a very easy transition to 50-50. The leg that's under the knee pummels through, and we can secure the outside of the hip here. We don't want to be underhooking this leg. I want to be over the top, so I'm ready to expose the heel. So what we got here, Vinny was staying stationary here, keeping his base. He obviously didn't want to give up bottom position at this point, and he allowed me to invert. So I started to invert, and that exposed the heel. And then Vinny started to sprawl back, and that gets us to our finishing position here. Obviously a lot of pressure into the back of the knee at this very particular angle. So we'll look at the entry a couple more times, right? So we're gonna know your standard reverse De La Riva. We're gonna reinforce it by securing our own shin here. I'm gonna invert. If Plácido is too close, I can use my secondary foot to make space and push him away. We start the inversion, but instead of going out the back door and fighting for the back, I stay under the leg here. I attach myself to the knee so we can't run away. I've got a very secure grip on the knee and the ankle here, which allows me to make that transition to 50-50 guard. But again, we don't want to stay under the knee. We want to start coming over the top. I could have inverted all the way through, but the heel was exposed initially off my hip raise, and that allowed us to get a secure grip on the heel. But again, if you stay up, sometimes we have to invert all the way through to get the heel and end up in this backside position. But again, although my only preference is to expose the heel, I'm going to take that exposure any opportunity I can get, whether that being obviously early in the 50-50 position with just a hip elevation, or inverting all the way through to the backside 50-50 position.
Oh, Craig, so quick questions here. So you pretty much inverted twice. You inverted once to get the position, then inverted again to set up the finish, right? So can we assume that you always catch the position in the transition when you are inverting?
Yes, especially with 50-50, the inversion takes weight off Plácido's lead leg.
I got it.
And that weight of the lead leg allows me to secure the heel grip. The heavier Placido is on that lead leg, the more the inversion I'm going to have to utilize.
No, while I was watching, I was thinking about it because I'm not a leg lock guy at all, but also now I tried the heel hook and this and that, but while I was watching you doing, I was just thinking like, I never invert, I just try to place the heel here and it sounds to me that when you catch it, you are always inverting. It's always in that transition that you are inverting, and so.
Yeah, I prefer the inverted exposure because if I destabilize Placido's base and he's forced onto his hands, now he no longer has his hands to fight.
I got it, because he has to keep some base.
Has to keep boasting, and then again,
and then the legs
like
free.
Counter me and stuff.
Man, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. So guys, Craig just shot this entire instruction all about upper body and lower body attacks. I think he's probably like one of the no-gi grapplers nowadays that has the most submissions. It's always fun to watch him compete because he's always trying the submission and he's always like mixing up like upper body and lower body. So it's going to be at BJJFanatics.com. I think it's the best instruction that he has ever done with us, and he's one of the best instructors. So make sure to check that out, and maybe by the time you are watching this video, it's already there, so just check that out. And Craig, can you also show us the finish? You just showed the entry.
Leg locks don't work.
Oh.
No, we'll include the brake mechanics on the instructional product itself.
Cool. Okay, thank you guys. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.